My name is Paul Couturier. I'm a proud Army veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. I served in Iraq in 2003 and 2004. What do I think of the IVAW? I think they're nothing more than a mobsing of hate-filled and disgruntled current and former service members who've chosen to betray my brothers and sisters still fighting war and terrorism in the war zones of Iraq and Afghanistan. I consider them to be un-American, unpatriotic, and anti-military. And like all other anti-military organizations, they demoralize me and my brothers and sisters, give aid and comfort to our gutless, hate-filled, rag-headed terrorist enemies, and encourage them to assassinate more of my brothers and sisters. Like I said, I served in Iraq myself back in 2003 and 2004, and I can tell you all kinds of stories of the good things that are happening in Iraq. Stories you won't hear in the anti-military news media. Stories of Army medics immunizing Iraqi children, of Army engineers rebuilding roads and other infrastructure, of soldiers going to orphanages and schools to bring school supplies, toys, and sports equipment donated by the good folks back home. And instead of sharing the good stories that they have with the American people, the IVAW has chosen instead to tell of atrocities, real or imagined, that they claim to have witnessed in the war zones of Iraq and Afghanistan. As a result, they are prolonging the war on terrorism and playing right into the hands of anti-military news media and our gutless, hate-filled, rag-headed terrorist enemies. I question why they even joined the military to begin with. If they are asked, they'll usually say irresponsibly stupid shit like, well, my recruiter lied to me, or I joined for the college money. Well, if they joined for the college money, then they joined the military for all the wrong reasons. If the atrocities they claim to have witnessed are true, then why didn't they immediately report the alleged atrocity to a chaplain or a JAG officer, either in person, by email, or by letter? Why do they wait until they return home from the war to complain about the alleged atrocities they claim to have witnessed? Their anti-military Winter Soldier event they will hold in D.C. in March will be counted by real Americans who are sick and tired of gutless, hate-filled, anti-military extremists demoralizing me and my brothers and sisters and downplaying all the good that is being done in Iraq. And barring unforeseen circumstances, I intend on being there myself to stare these gutless cowards in the eye and put the fear of the real God into me. May God bless our troops, especially my brothers and sisters in the war zones of Iraq and Afghanistan. And may God bless them all.
Raoul Deming, I'm a military father. My youngest is on active duty as a commissioned officer. The Winter Soldier itself is a war crime. It's based on the Vietnam veterans against the war, what they did during the 60s. The people that did that during the 60s have taken these people under their wing and then modeled after the VVAW. They're mentored by the VVAW people like David Klein and Bill Curry. Winter Soldier in 1970 is what validated the smear against our troops in a lot of people's minds, because here were people that were troops saying that the rest of them were baby killers and war criminals. From the testimony of Winter Soldier in the 70s, the only people that I can tell are war criminals and baby killers are the people that testified at Winter Soldier in the 70s. Their testimony is not under oath. It wasn't before a judge that was going to make a decision. They were not cross-examined, and they didn't. Their people they accused were not there, and their testimony is full of "we did this" and "we did that." They don't name names, and from their testimony of what they said we did, the only people I can tell are war criminals from this and baby killers are the Vietnam veterans against the war, based on their own testimony. The Iraq veterans against the war are planning on doing the exact same thing. And this Winter Soldier, like the last Winter Soldier, in itself is a war crime. It's a smear against the troops serving now. They are our brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters. We don't recruit from another planet or another gene pool. This is a smear against those folks, and we won't put up with it. That's it.
Go.
Hi, my name is Jim Bancroft. I'm here for this rally that's happening here to counter the IVAW. I was a Marine. I served from 1977 to 1981. I heard firsthand of what the responses were by the Marines who trained me when I was a young Marine. The reactions they had to some of the slanderous statements made. Graduating from boot camp, walking in my hometown, I had people throw beer bottles at me from their car. People spit at me. I had people scream at me and call me baby killer in the airport. And it all comes down to what happened during the Vietnam era, and specifically the Winter Soldier hearings of John Kerry and his ilk. The number of people that turned out to be liars, they were either never in combat or not even in the Army. And because of those hearings, because of the slander of John Kerry in front of the Senate, the Vietnam veteran and all veterans in particular were known as baby killers and war criminals and all such. This group now, the IVAW, is going to try and recreate that, and it's going to be on tape, and they're going to claim it is on record. I'm not going to let that happen to these men and women that are in uniform now. Somebody's got to stand up, and somebody's got to say enough is enough, and that's why I'm here.
Hi there, my name is Ron Pobiego. I'm the Massachusetts State Coordinator for Gathering of Eagles. I'm here today in Newton because I think it's important that the American people have some context to understand what they're going to hear coming out of Washington, D.C. in March when Iraqi vets against the war show up for Winter Soldier 2. It's important that people understand that there's 1,420,000 veterans that have served over in Iraq and Afghanistan. And out of that number, approximately 700 are members of the organization known as Iraqi Vets Against the War. That's 0.05% of the troops are represented by this group, and I think it's important that the American people understand just how small this group is. That's what I'm doing here today.